Hello everyone. This is Luwen Zhang from Information2 Software. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join with us today. We really appreciate we really appreciate you carving out space in your schedules for this session. Today, I will take around 40 minutes to walk you through a quick overview of our company, along with our core products and tailored solutions. Hope this session brings you useful insights. So here's today's agenda. First part, I will introduce you our company to let you know who we are, what we do, and what we are capable of. Second part, I will introduce you our core solutions, the disaster recovery and migration solutions. The third part, I will introduce you our enterprise backup solution. Okay, let's get started. The first part, the company profiles. Information2 Software, short as Info2Soft, is a leading data replication and protection provider, founded in 2011 and headquartered in Shanghai, China. It's a listed company on the Shanghai Stock Exchange. As the #1 data replication and protection vendor in China, we hold the top market share in the country's data protection sector, standing out as an industry benchmark for reliability and innovation. Trusted by global and domestic leaders alike, Info2Soft counts the world's largest bank, industrial and commercial bank of China, among its prestigious clients. Our customer base spans over 6,000 organizations worldwide, including more than 500 banks and securities firms across China, demonstrating our ability to handle massive scale data demands. We have successfully protected over 300 petabytes of data for a single customer. It's a testament of our robust technical capability and scalable solutions. With a focus on data security and business continuity, Info2Soft remains committed to delivering cutting-edge products and services that empower businesses to safeguard critical data, ensuring seamless business operations, and thrive in an increasingly data-driven world. Now let's take a look at the contributions we made. It's where we showcase Info2Soft's footprint in shaping the data protection industry. Here you see a collection of white papers we've published between 2016 to 2025. From the latest 2025 China Data Replication and Disaster Recovery white paper back to the 2016 China Disaster Recovery Technology and Industry white paper, plus the core release like the 2019 China Disaster Recovery Industry white paper in between. These documents aren't just industry reports. They represent our leadership in formulating the disaster recovery industry standards in China. By driving these standard-setting efforts, we provide critical professional support for China's national data security and protection policies and regulations. As the #1 data replication and protection vendor in China, this foundational work in industry norms is a cornerstone of our ability to serve top-tier clients worldwide. Now let's take a look at our achievements. And these are backed by data from IDC, the global authority on technology market analytics. First, let's look at the track record from 2016 to 2025. In China's data replication and protection software market, Info2Soft has been ranked as the #1 vendor in 11 times, a testament to our consistent leadership in this sector. For the first half of 2025 specifically, we hold a 15.1% market share. To put that into context, That's nearly double the share of the other major players in this space, like Commvault, 8%, reinforcing our dominant position. And to ensure this data is credible, you can see the IDC authorization document on the right. It's an official approval for Info2Soft to use these market figures. So this isn't just our claim. It's verified by a globally recognized industry analyst firm. These achievements tie directly to what we covered earlier. As a Shanghai-listed leader trusted by 6,000 plus global customers, including the ICBC, the world's largest bank, our 11 years of top ranking and strong market share aren't just numbers. They are proof that our solutions deliver the reliability and the innovation business depends on for data security. Now let's move to our customers. And these names are some of the most critical industry-leading organizations across China core sectors, which says a lot about the trust of Info2Soft solutions. First, in the financial space, we work with the world's largest bank, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, as just mentioned before, plus other top-tier financial institutions like China Construction Bank, China Merchants Bank, and Bank of Communications. We also support foundational financial infrastructure like the Shanghai Stock Exchange, as relying on our data replication and protection solutions to safeguard their mission-critical high-stakes information. Beyond finance, our reach extends to key national industries, telecom leaders, China Telecom and China Mobile, State Grid, the world's largest utility provider, and China National Petroleum Corporation, a global energy giant. These are just a snapshot of our client base. Here are more of our customer cases. We are highlighting just a sample of our 500 plus banking and securities clients like SPD Bank, China Everbright Bank, and CITIC Securities, to name a few. Unsurprisingly, the financial sector is our area of expertise. These clients rely on our solutions to safeguard their regulated high-stakes data. But we are not limited to finance. We also serve a wide range of clients across other key industries, including telecommunications, energy, education, scientific research, transportation, manufacturing, and so on, covering a broad industry spectrum. So that's a brief introduction of our company. Next, let's dive into our disaster recovery and migration solutions introduction. Here are the core technologies which builds our multi-dimensional data replication engine, the backbone of our data protection and disaster recovery solutions. The first one is a volume layer block level replication technology. The second one is a file system layer block level replication technology. The third one is the database layer semantic-level replication technology. These technologies don't depend on underlying storage replication support or specific system architectures. That means we can enable data replication across heterogeneous systems, whether you are mixing different OS, different types, different database types, or storage setups. Our tech works seamlessly between them. Next, let's take a closer look at each of the core technologies and the related products and solutions. Our file byte level replication technology is ideal for building disaster recovery plans of mission-critical systems over narrow bandwidths and long-distance networks. It first performs an initial full data mirroring from the primary server to the disaster recovery server. After that, it captures and transmits the changed file beds from primary to disaster recovery server in real time. And by implementing the DOT, serialized transmission technology, it guarantees the I/O sequences took place on the primary server is loaded with the same sequence on the disaster recovery server, which eventually guarantees the data consistency during the real-time data replication process. And when the I/O changes reach the disaster recovery server, it can be recorded into human-readable logs for performing point-in-time recovery when needed. And the granularity can be microsecond level. Based on the file bed level replication technology, we developed i2Copy, a real-time data replication and disaster recovery solution. It allows real-time data replication on both homogeneous and heterogeneous systems. As a result, it can be used in data protection scenarios of file systems, database systems, mail systems, and other systems that require minimum RPO. By deploying a lightweight agent on production server, incremental data changes are captured at the bed level in a real-time manner and transmitted to the backup servers. The replicated data is in ready-to-use state. When disaster and failure events occur, the target server can be put into production applications immediately, and there will be near zero data loss. This software is suitable for industries that demand high real-time data replication, such as finance, healthcare, government, and so on. Specific scenarios including data transmission between enterprise disaster recovery centers in the same city and remote locations, data transmission between bank data centers, and data replication between the headquarters and the business departments of the securities companies, and so on. i2CDP, it enables continuous data protection and disaster recovery by replicating the data changes from the primary server to the standby server in real time and archiving the I/O events as log files. In case of hardware failure on the primary server, the standby server with the latest data state allows a manual service switching to resume the operations. For the logical failures, such as human errors or the ransomware attacks, users can use the CDP logs to perform point-in-time recovery of critical data. The solution combines initial full data mirroring with real-time incremental replication to provide comprehensive data protection. Key features of i2CDP including support for heterogeneous hardware and software, application consistency guarantee, microsecond level I/O granularity, human readable logs, point-in-time recovery, and so on. Actual availability, it provides application high availability and disaster recovery solutions for enterprise mission-critical applications running on Windows or Linux servers. It first performs an initial full data mirroring from the primary server to the standby server, then captures and replicates the data changes in real time to keep the application data on both servers identical. In addition to real-time replication, i2 availability also conducts multi-dimensional monitoring of the system and the application status. In the event of a failure, it immediately invokes failover to the standby server to ensure the business continuity. When the primary server is resumed from the failure, reverse data replication can be performed to replicate the incremental data from standby to the primary server. and then one-click failback can be performed to resume the business operations on the primary server. After this process, the original HA architecture continues to safeguard the critical services. The key benefits of i2 availability, including near zero data loss, near zero system downtime, fast and seamless failover, one-click failback, support of heterogeneous hardware and software, multi-dimensional fault detection, application consistent guarantee, and so on. Info2 Soft's database semantic-level replication can efficiently parse online logs of the source database to capture data changes in real time. And by leveraging stream data processing, it transmits these changes to the target database also in real time. This enables not only real-time synchronization between homogeneous database like Oracle to Oracle, but also subsequent level real-time synchronization for the heterogeneous databases like Oracle to Mexico, and also big data platforms even under high concurrency loads. The replication process works this way. In the underlying layer of our replication program, for the source database, there are a reader thread, an analyzer thread, and a sender thread. For the target side, there are a receiver thread, a distributor thread, and a loader thread. The reader thread is responsible for parsing logs to extract changes in the database. After the extraction, the analyzer thread performs parsing. For example, database statements such as insert, update, and delete will be extracted and converted into binary data files, namely TF transaction files. Then the sender thread sends this binary data to the target side. After the target side receives the data files, the distributor thread distributes them to the loader thread of the target side. Then loader thread parses the data files sent from the source side and loads them to the standby database. Crucially, this technology guarantees data integrity and consistency. It achieves integrated real-time synchronization for both DML, the data manipulation language, like insert, update, and delete, and DDL, the data definition language, like create, alter, drop, and truncate operations, as well as for the data and the database objects. One of the most common application scenarios of our database semantic level replication is the homogeneous database active-active HA. It supports multiple data sources, non-intrusive capture and analyze on the source side, and resumable transfer from breakpoints to ensure the strong data consistency. Additionally, it supports data difference comparison and enables one-click repair of the differential data. With our database semantic level replication solution featuring these characteristics, we can implement a database active-active HA architecture, ensuring data consistency between the production database and the disaster recovery database. On the basis of disaster recovery, it can further achieve read-write separation and load balancing for the database. Except homogeneous database real-time replication, our database semantic level replication technology also supports cross-platform data replication between heterogeneous databases. It filters, distributes, and loads transactions in heterogeneous database in real time, enabling zero downtime migration between different data sources. It supports diverse database data source, including relational databases like Oracle database, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, and so on. and supports targets like relational databases, big data platforms, Chinese databases, MPP databases, file middleware, Java message queue, NoSQL databases, and so on. And for data replication, it supports various architectures such as unidirectional, bidirectional, broadcast, and consolidation architecture replication to meet enterprise data migration needs. The volume layer block level replication technology is mainly used for full server system backup and migration purpose. It is designed for backing up or migration bare metal Windows and Linux servers. While for backup scenario, the backup data can be used for quick mount recovery based on snapshot, while combining with the bootable ISO image provided by Info2Soft, the volume layer block level replication technology can achieve efficient server bare metal recovery and online migration. During the backup and migration process, with volume layer block level replication, it can also guarantee data consistency throughout the whole process of migration. Info2Soft offers a live migration solution for migrating production Windows and Linux servers to local or cloud platforms in real time without business downtime. The migration process starts with a full dataset replication. When the full replication is done, it automatically enters into real-time incremental data replication to replicate the data changes of the source server to the target server in real time. Whenever the user decides to switch over businesses from source to the target with just one-click switch, allowing the new server to take over operations in minute level. This solution is widely used for IT system migration in various industries, including migration from physical to virtual platforms, migration between heterogeneous virtualization platforms, migration from physical to virtual or to cloud platforms, and migration between heterogeneous cloud platforms, meeting the cloud migration and cross-cloud migration needs. Typical application scenarios including the government cloud upgrades, bank private cloud relocation, and so on. The key features including non-stop business during migration, efficient and secured data transmission, targeted server drivers adaptation, and so on. Info2Soft supports seamless data migration between local file systems, NAS storage, and object storage. And critically, this migration works in any direction, which means you can move data directly between local file systems and NAS storages, sync files between local file systems and object storages, sync files from NAS storage to object storage. And it also handles transfers between both homogeneous and heterogeneous object storages, even across different vendors or architectures. Beyond just migration, it lets you centrally copy or archive infrequently used files from local file systems or NAS servers to low-cost object storages to cut the storage cost, and later flexibly retrieve those archived files back to the local or the NAS environment whenever you need to access them again. The feature highlights of our massive unstructured data migration, including flexible synchronization strategy, one-time migration, scheduled off-peak migration, or real-time incremental transfers to keep data up to date. Rich data consistency check types, it verifies data integrity, for example, the checksum validation during or after the migration to ensure no data no data loss or corrupted. Real-time and secured transmission. Data is encrypted during the transmission process to prevent data breaches or leaks. PB-level data size transmission capability. It scales to handle petabyte-scale datasets, matching the growth of your unstructured data. Okay, next, I will briefly introduce you our enterprise backup solution. i2Backup is our comprehensive data protection solution designed to safeguard IT infrastructure across physical, virtual, cloud, and hybrid environments. It provides agentless VM backup for market mainstream virtualizations like VMware Hyper-V, OpenStack, Huawei DCS, HCS, and so on, and application-level backup for various databases like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, DB2, and so on. Application-consistent backup for Linux and Windows servers, big data backup, container backup, and massive unstructured data backup, and so on. It ensures end-to-end protection of your entire IT ecosystem. In terms of compatibility, it supports diverse storage media such as DAS, NAS, tape library, Blu-ray, and S3 storages. With a distributed architecture, i2Backup enables seamless horizontal scaling to meet massive data backup requirements, ensuring linear performance growth of the work as the workloads expand. As an enterprise-grade backup solution, backup infrastructure high availability is critical capability for backup systems, because if your backup infrastructure goes down, even the most robust backup strategies become useless. i2Backup ensures uninterrupted backup operations by eliminating single point of failure in two key layers. The first, the backup server HA. It uses multi-copy metadata. The backup server configuration metadata is synced from the master node to the HA node in real time. Except metadata synchronization, real-time heartbeat detection, and continuous storage health monitoring are also performed to monitor the master node working state. If any abnormality is detected, auto failover of the backup server will be triggered. The HA node becomes master node of the backup infrastructure. Component assembling, job scheduling continues to work without interruption. The second layer, the backup node cluster HA. The backup node cluster architecture means if one backup node fails, others pick up the load immediately. No downtime for backup jobs. If there's auto failover triggered, i2Backup will also perform backup data integrity and consistency verification. For the abnormal data, it triggers data repair process to prevent the risk of data corruption. Since the backup infrastructure consists of backup server HA cluster and backup node clusters, so i2Backup infrastructure is also very flexible to scale out. You can easily expand the backup infrastructure with your IT infrastructure growth. For data protection of some of the industries, a primary data center and a disaster recovery data center is required. Some even require 3 data centers. For example, the financial industry. Primarily for China's regulated sectors like finance, the 2 cities, 3 centers is the key disaster recovery compliance framework. For the geographic layout, the 2 cities must be above 100 kilometers apart. hosting 3 centers: a production center (PDC) for core operations, a same-city disaster recovery center (SDRC) for low latency local backup, and a remote disaster recovery center (RDRC) for cross-city backup and avoid data loss and business interruption of a regional crisis. This layout shields us from both local issues like the facility failures and large-scale events like natural disasters. It safeguards data integrity and ensures business continuity. i2Backup is designed to support the 2-city 3-center layout. It enables backup data replication or archiving across these 3 centers with tiered data retention policies. We can set flexible backup state retention policies like long-term retention, permanent retention, on-demand expiration extensions, or immediate expiration. It also auto-purges expired data, so we reuse the storage media instead of wasting capacity. Critically, this lifecycle management works across all 3 centers. The backup platform at each site handles local backup sets and the storage units. We sync lifecycle policies between PDC, SDRC, and RDRC, so data management stays consistent no matter where the data resides. Security feature is one of the most important considerations of choosing a backup solution. So for security precautions of i2Backup, end-to-end encryption ensures the security of backup data throughout its lifecycle. First, trusted identity authentication is implemented. The console server acts as a certificate authority, issuing unique digital certificates to each node, the backup nodes, and the backup clients to verify legitimacy, preventing the unauthorized access. Second, data in transition is protected through secure channels with asymmetric encryption. Sensitive data is encrypted with a public keys and can only be decrypted by nodes with the private keys. And data integrity is ensured with digital signatures and hash verifications. Third, data at rest is encrypted using the AES-256 or the RC5 algorithm and stored in the backup repository, preventing unauthorized access. These measures collectively prevent impersonate access, data interception during transmission, and unauthorized data access to the backup repository. Here's another security features of i2Backup: the threat protection and anti-ransomware. To combat the growing threat of ransomware, our solution incorporates immutable storage through a kernel-level anti-ransomware driver. This ensures data security and compliance by preventing unauthorized modification to the backup data. The anti-ransomware module cannot be uninstalled, and it prevents malware from disguising as Info2Soft processes to access the backup data, providing comprehensive protection. With strict access control, the kernel-level module only allows Info2Soft processes to read and write the data, directly blocking other unauthorized processes. This immutable storage solution safeguards backup data from ransomware attacks, ensuring its integrity and the recoverability. And furthermore, i2Backup accurately identifies behaviors like tampering with the backup data or encrypting backup data by unauthorized processes. Upon detecting a threat, it immediately blocks the malicious process and generates a complete attack chain lock to provide traceable evidence for the security audits. And high-risk events can automatically trigger emails or SMS notifications sent to the system administrators. And the alert information supports seamless integration with third-party systems, enabling cross-platform alert aggregation and visual display to ensure administrators respond in time. Here are more functionalities of the i2 backup. Like for physical server backup, we have changed block tracking for efficient incremental backup and bootable media for bare metal recovery. For database backup, besides application consistent backup, we also have log or archive log backup, which can be used for database point-in-time recovery. And for recovery, we also support original machine recovery and cross-machine recovery. For virtualization backup, we support non or non-free backup, file level recovery, instant recovery, backup verification, and so on. Besides physical server backup, database backup, virtualization backup, we also have big data backup, container backup, unstructured data backup, backup to cloud, backup to tape, pre and post backup scripts, transmission compression, bandwidth throttling, data deduplication, and so on. As an enterprise backup solution, i2 Backup equipped with a wide range of innovative data backup and recovery features. Due to the time limitation, I won't go into detail on these features in today's presentation. Please follow our social media and stay tuned to our upcoming webinars. We are going to share with you more features and solutions in the future webinars. So thank you for your time.